Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we take a look at college football playoff best bets as well as a few games on New Year's Day. Kevin Rogers and Brian Edwards with you, and we're excited to look at 4 games, and we'll start with the college football playoff. We have 2 SEC teams playing, granted in opposite bowls, but we'll start with the Cotton Bowl coming up on Friday afternoon, Brian, in Arlington at Jerry's World. It's Alabama and Cincinnati. The Crimson Tide played their way into the playoff by beating Georgia in the SEC championship. Alabama laying nearly 2 touchdowns here. Bearcats undefeated. Your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, Alabama -7 in the first half is my main play. I do lean to Bama in the game, but I prefer the -7 in the first half, which they have not been a first half juggernaut this year like they were last year when they went 11-2 against the spread in the first half, and even the Tua years they were outstanding in the first half. They were outstanding in the first half for like a 3-4 year stretch. In fact, they got me into betting first halves because I was never a big first half better, but they haven't been that good this year. But it's mostly been 14 to 21 point numbers they were laying in the first half. This -7 one is very attractive. The Mechie loss is a big one, but I just struggle to see Cincinnati scoring a lot of points in this game. I'm not saying their O-line is a weakness against the AAC, but I do think against, one of the best teams in the country, if not the best, Alabama, that their O-line is going to be an issue. I think Alabama is going to be able to, and Ritter does have, excellent scrambling ability and whatnot, and he's going to need it because I think he's going to be running for his life a lot. And look, I love Fickle. I love Cincy's defense. I'm not implying a blowout, but I think over the course of 60 minutes, Alabama will get separation and cover. Now, that 60 minutes doesn't apply to the first half bet, but look, Bryce Young's going to make plays. He's the best quarterback in the country. And Bama -7 first half.
All right, now let's take a look at the Orange Bowl, winner of Alabama-Cincinnati. We'll get whoever comes out of Georgia and Michigan. And the Bulldogs now hitting the reset button after losing to Bama in the SEC title game. They're a 7.5-point favorite. Michigan comes in. Jim Harbaugh, big stage for him after winning the Big Ten title over Ohio State. Then they routed Iowa in the Big Ten title game. So the Wolverines getting points here against the Bulldogs, Brian.
Yeah, I have no clue what to do with the side on this game. I'm looking at the total, and I like the over. It's a low number. I know Georgia, was a dominant under team all year. And Michigan had quite a few unders as well, but the over went 3-0 in their last 3. They had 77 combined points in the Maryland game. They had 69 combined in the Ohio State game. You look throughout the season, the games that went under for Michigan were when they were playing teams that just had abysmal offenses like Washington, like Rutgers, like Northwestern, like Indiana, which they played on November 6th when the Hoosiers were down to at least a 3rd-string quarterback, maybe even 4th-string at that point. And in Michigan's last 3 games, they've scored 59, 42, and 42. And Georgia can score as well, and it's such a low number. Now, most books right now are at 45 or 45.5. 45 is a key number for a total. So if your number's 45.5, I'd buy the half point to 45. I like it over.
All right, so Brian has the over in Georgia and Michigan coming up on Friday night down in Miami. And now let's take a look at some New Year's Day bowls involving SEC teams. The Citrus Bowl, Saturday afternoon. It's Kentucky and Iowa. I just mentioned Iowa, the loss to Michigan in the Big Ten title game. So you wonder what kind of Hawkeye team is going to show up here. Kentucky trying to finish off a really good season. Kentucky for a long time, just basketball school, nothing much in football. But Mark Stoops has done a really good job by getting Kentucky to be very competitive in this conference. What are your thoughts here on Kentucky and Iowa?
Yeah, I like Kentucky here, 9-3 straight up, 8-4 against the spread. Since they lost that heartbreaker 45-42 to Tennessee, they've won 3 in a row, including a 52-21 win at Louisville to close the season. They're number 17 in the nation in run defense, which is what Iowa wants to do, but they're not very good at running it or throwing it. And Iowa's star running back Tyler Goodson has opted out. The Cats are 26 in the nation in total D, 32 in scoring D. They only give up 22.1 points per game. We know how atrocious this Hawkeyes offense is. Now, this was probably my favorite pick of the bowl season until Josh Ali and Isaiah Epps got in a car wreck. So Ali is out, or both of them are out. But still, Wan'Dale Robinson, you got Chris Rodriguez, Cavassier Smoke. I think Kentucky is the play here. And even with the loss of Ali, I like them -3 against the Hawkeyes that, kind of limp down the stretch. And we're real fortunate in the turnover department early in the year.
All right, so Brian with the Wildcats over the Hawkeyes in the Citrus Bowl Saturday afternoon. And to wrap it up Saturday night in the Big Easy, Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels taking on Baylor. Baylor off that Big 12 championship win over Oklahoma State. And Ole Miss, a pretty good season for Lane, 10-2. The Rebels here are short favorite over the Bears, Brian.
Yeah, no, it was a really, really good season for Ole Miss. Their only losses at Auburn and at Alabama. They beat bowl-bound opponents like Mississippi State and Texas A&M and Liberty by double-digit margins. I also beat LSU and Louisville by double-digit margins. Beat Tennessee in Knoxville by 5. Beat Arkansas. Kudos to Dave Aranda and Baylor for winning the Big 12. They had a huge season, but they're not on Ole Miss's level, and we don't have to worry about motivation with Ole Miss. This is only their second trip to the Sugar Bowl since Archie Manning in the 60s. The first time was with Hugh Freeze a few years back, and they just had an enormous crowd and just smashed Oklahoma State early and often. Matt Corral and Sam Williams are playing. There are no opt-outs for the Rebels. Yeah, they're gonna put it on Baylor, in my opinion. I think they win by double digits.
So Brian's 4 selections for the Friday and Saturday card involving SEC teams. Brian on Alabama first half against Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl in one of the college football semifinals. The other semifinal Friday night, he has the over in Georgia, Michigan in the Orange Bowl. Saturday, the Citrus Bowl. Brian's laying the points with Kentucky against Iowa. And then Saturday night in New Orleans, the Sugar Bowl, Brian's going to take Ole Miss against Baylor. Brian, thank you so much for the time, not only today, but also this season. And we'll talk to you again for the 2022 campaign. Thanks a lot, and best of luck with your bets.
Thanks, K-Raj.
And there is Brian Edwards. Always good to hear from Brian. And he has had a great season in college football. Now, I want to tell you about DraftKings. And the DraftKings Championship Series, it is the ultimate competition of contest winners from daily fantasy sports, sportsbook, and casino. The one and only place you can compete in the king of competitions. The best of the best in each domain will compete for series supremacy in their own domain's tournament of champions. They'll have one goal in mind: win the ultimate crown and earn the title of the greatest of all time, the GOAT. That's right. Check it out today at DraftKings.com. You can also find some of our NFL best bet videos for Week 17, Sunday night, Minnesota at Green Bay, and Monday night, Cleveland is at Pittsburgh. I am Kevin Rogers. Thanks a lot, and as always, best of luck with your bets.